And we're here talking with Sandy, one of Dr. Currie's patients, about how Dr. Currie's treatments have helped him. Now, Sandy, I know you have had a couple of back surgeries, a year or so, maybe 2 years apart, before you went in to see Dr. Currie. Tell me what motivated you to go see Dr. Currie in the first place.
The pain would not leave, and had another MRI afterwards. The doctor said, all I can do is give you more pain pills. I said, I'm not going to go that route. My wife told me about this Channel 4 advertisement, and I said, I got to give it a try. And it was phenomenal. When I first saw Dr. Currie, I had read all the stuff in the waiting room, and I said, he solved the problems that I have already. And if he did it for them, he can do it for me. When he walked in the door of his office, I just grabbed him and hugged him because I was so thankful that he was wanting to help people and had done it, and I knew if he did it for them, he could do it for me. So I was so grateful. I was in pain. I could walk all day long. I could lay on my stomach, but you can't live life laying on your stomach and walking. I could only sit for 5 minutes at a time. I'd have to get up. I could only stand for 5 minutes at a time. I even kneeled in front of this bed. It's easier for me to kneel to talk to you. He said, whatever you want to do. But he helped me, and he did it quickly. The first night, I had not been able to sit in my recliner in my living room at all for over 3 months. Could not do it. I had to sit in a straight chair where I didn't push back on my back very hard. I went home from that first treatment with his back brace he gave me, and I sat by my wife in my recliner that first night. Now that was devastating. I mean, that was just amazing to me. And the leg pain was in 3 different parts. It was you couldn't ignore it. You just couldn't ignore it. But it was a combination of exercise and the machine that somehow regenerates the disc naturally. And it just makes sense. I didn't think it would work to start with, but I am a believer.
All right, we've heard Sandy's story now from his point of view. What about your point of view? When this guy walks in, comes in, hugs you, and says, you got to help me. What happened from there on, Keith?
Well, Dave, I'll tell you, I've been doing these treatments now for over 11 years, getting close to 12 years now, and worked with I don't even know how many patients. And I'm thankful that it helps most patients. And I treat a lot of failed surgery patients. I mean, probably over half of my patients have had failed surgery. But when Sandy walked in, or when I walked in to meet Sandy, he's the first and only patient that has ever stood up and wrapped me up in a full hug. And I'll never forget it, because he was exhausted. He was spent. He was wore out. And then, you know, in the consultation, he would stand, he would get on his knees, he would sit. He would stand, get on his knees, and sit. It was just back and forth like a fish out of water. And he was just desperate for help. And you know, I was just hoping and praying that we could help him, you know, because he had had extensive amounts of surgeries. He has a spinal fusion, you know, and I explained to him, you know, what challenges come with those kinds of things and what our plan would be moving forward. And that, you know, I told him that I didn't know for sure that I could help him, but that I would do my best. And the experience has just been absolutely wonderful. And then just watching him progress, and he's still progressing. I mean, he couldn't bend over at all. Now he can touch his toes. You know, I mean, you know, it's like these different little things. He said part of the reason why he was so exhausted was because he couldn't sleep unless he was laying flat on his stomach, and now he's sleeping on his back. And you know, just the different things that have improved as we've gone along the way. And then we got to work together nutritionally. We did blood work. We're doing great nutritional work, helping him get less inflamed, way healthier. You know, just overall, you know, just it's been so much fun, Dave.
Remember, folks, to call that toll-free number on your screen to get your free report, that $19.97 value. We're going to send it to you free. Here's what Dr. Currie's patients had to say.
I would say come talk to Dr. Currie and see what he tells you. And I've been pain-free for a year and a half now.